383. The number of mass shootings in 2016. Look at this. This is you. This is me. This is us. Enjoying a nice evening with friends, family. But unfortunately, these past few years, we have to worry about gun violence, especially in settings like these. My name is Daniel Cordy, and this is my colleague Pranav, and we are here to present to you SafeSpace. The problem is twofold. Mass shootings are on the rise. 40% year-over-year increase. The current metal detectors in the market, ineffective. They're expensive, they're bulky, and they're obsolete. And they don't have the intelligence that a device needs, especially to solve a problem of this magnitude. SafeSpace is the modern solution. It's a compact, discrete metal detector that contours to any entrance. With a provisional patent, this is the new innovative take into what could hopefully be the solution to prevent mass shootings moving forward. So, how does it work? Phase 1, which we're currently in, the weapon detection, the enforcement notification, the camera integration itself, and also being able to have the smartphone application which has already been designed and ready to be put out. And phase 2, which is what we're working towards in the coming months, which is the third-party integration, the risk metric, something we really want to underscore here, and the facial recognition with our camera capabilities that are installed into this device. Who are the competitors? SafeSpace has 4 competitors that are currently out there by Garrett and EAI. But as you can see up here, and TSA interest most of you have gone through, they're obtrusive, they're really bulky, it's not something needed. Especially right now, it doesn't help solve the cause of what we're going after in the society. What's the market? Well, it's a vast marketplace, as you can tell. But our initial target focus here is bars and clubs. That's really what we're going after, given the customer discovery, customer validation, and response and feedback we've been getting. It's a $1.4 billion industry in US alone. We trimmed it down to Dallas, which is a city where we really focus on and we highlight it because that's where we got most of our feedback from. So imagine the reach expanding out of Dallas, moving forward to other regions around the nation. That market value is going to go tremendously higher. The scalability to those profit margins are insane. So here's the best part. How do we make the money? Well, SafeSpace goes for $3,000 a pop per unit. 50% of that goes to the resellers. The resellers distribute and install the actual device. And the cost of goods sold is $250. The team, before that, the traction, the timeline we have right now, which we're in, the patent filing, the camera integration, the testing and pilot is all complete. And hopefully, what we want to focus on is the $200,000, which we need to reach our next milestone, which is the facial recognition, which is the third-party integration with the service providers. Projections, you see fast growth, high profitability margins, low operating expenses, 2-year break even. 2 years to go from negative to positive with a device like ours in the marketplace. The team, myself, CFO, my brother, Carmen Cordy, CEO, and our Chief Technology Officer, Gaurav Singla, which is an MBA candidate. The exit strategy for SafeSpace, right now, it's to be bought out by acquired, one of the major players in the industry so far. But SafeSpace is not just a sounding business model, it's a sounding innovation. It's the next generation of what metal detection should look like, especially in today's age. And that's what we're really trying to underscore here moving forward. It's high demand potential, and also it's a modern design that's fit for any place, any building, any facility. Now I'll leave the floor open for any questions that you may have for my colleague and myself.
I know I'm sitting here being like, what am I allowed to say? So our Silicon Valley Innovation Program is constantly working with TSA and Customs and Border Patrol, and they fund startups up to $800,000, no strings attached. And you guys, I think with your expertise on your team and your interest in incubating some ideas potentially with them would be a knockout of the park. So I'm happy to introduce you.
Yes, please. Thank you for that, Alex.
So you guys are an ecosystem play, right? You've got an app, you've got some hardware embodiment here. What's your IP on actually the patent?
Trade secret. But what we're focusing on mainly is the software side of this. We're trying to emphasize solely on that because we want to do it before the market catches up, and I think it'll be a while before they do so. But do you want the IP on the technology itself?
I just mean, are you going after hardware protection? Do you have protection on the ecosystem that you looked at, or the software code? I mean, what parts are you trying to protect? Because I mean, these big companies that you mentioned you might be acquired by, could easily do this.
Right. So the hardware part, the size and dimensions is already coded. It's already dressings on it. It's good to go. The technology is what we're trying to figure out, and that's what technology phase comes in. Some of the capital we need is really get the design down before we go ahead and file that second patent for more forward, to really prevent it from other major players taking it over.
How many potential customers have you spoken with?
Well over 200.
Have you talked to them about their existing technology systems to where can this merge with it? Does it have to be a completely side thing? 'Cause I've met my technology and it's freaking slow. So I know for my organization, you would have to probably modernize a little bit into our old school system.
Right. So the best part about SafeSpace is it gives more security and less complication to the business owner, right, for bars and clubs. And after feedback we've gotten from them is that, most bars and clubs just have a bouncer or two. They don't have any metal detectors set in place because they don't think it's a necessity.
Well, they have signs posted.
Right. That's a big part. But yeah, after the responses we've gotten from them, is they don't have anything in place currently.
So have you done a proof of concept? I mean, it's obvious that people in this place would want to do this. It's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So the question is, it's all technology. This is either worth a lot or it's zero.
Right.
So prove to me or tell me how you think this is worth anything. Because it seems like to me it's an idea right now.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Don't talk away with the engineer.
So the most important thing about this is it's portable, and it takes a picture of the person who is suspicious, as in holding something, some large metallic device like a handgun, which can be easily concealed, but if it's something like a metallic watch, it's not going to detect that object.
So to jump into that, the frame rate you see right here, it has a frequency sensor, right? So the frequency sensor from here, it goes high or low. Obviously, we always want it on high because that's the best part. But it goes on algorithms and heuristics of the body. That's what we're trying to pick. Someone goes through entrance, it detects where in the body has a metal, right? If it's small, it's going to be tough with a metal like keys, phones, and a handgun. But if it's large, we obviously can tell from the image and the size of it that, okay, it's going to be a weapon. But if it's the same size, we can be like, okay, it's going through a smartphone application. The picture is taken, the owner can go ahead and get out to an individual and be like, okay, let me just detect
It's more of
it.
a scoring algorithm. It's going to be scoring from 0 to 100 or 0 to 99.
Absolutely.
It's a probability scenario.
Absolutely. This is not 100, technology is not going to be 100% perfect.
I get the difference in terms of what the market is now, what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes, sir.
You score a risk, and then you try to evaluate the risk.
Yes.
Yeah, I would consider also adding some chemical detection,
Right.
because not everybody's going to try to take care of it with a gun.
Yep.
So that would be a nice add.
That's a great advice. That's actually our next step that we're moving towards after we fully complete this. We're at 90% right now.
And I'm personally curious about installing things like that within infrastructure items, like in partnership with a concrete company or a door manufacturer where it actually is in the railing or things like that.
That's a good idea.
Yes, it is. Yep.
It seems like a lot of things like this are problematic because of false positives. I mean, just look at the number of staff that it takes for the TSA to inspect people. You have a metal detector, and 99% of the people who go through it are false positives. I mean, it goes off, but then it requires special handling. And it seems like unless a club is going to create a whole line to inspect people, to me, I'm concerned about false positives sort of rendering it, unusable.
We've tested this in certain locations as well. I mean, put it on doors, entrances. It actually speeds up the line if you think about it, moving through the entrance. But the false positive part, the technology, the way the metric is set up, like picking up the metals, it's not really going to pick up false positive. It's going to shoot out something that we can see